trying to introduce the basic identifiable features of crustage coralline algae to people for management purposes, in a way to publish an identification guide to common species of the Hawaiian Islands, including morphology, associated organism, and habitat type. This is very important because many of the projects that has been going on for a long time here include the coralline habitat, but the coralline habitat has not been included in ecological questions because there is no key to identify things. And we hopefully will provide something that useful for managers, students, open public, and anybody who wants to know more about the coralline algae in Hawaiian Islands. We are trying to develop an accurate list of coralline species in Hawaii that combines recent identification with those previously reported. So we are reviewing historical data back from the 1800s. This is the general species from the crustage coralline so far. There are 73 species from 16 genera. Approximately only 33% of the list is accurate. There are, what I mean about accuracy is because some of the genera, like the Matolithon, Goniolithon, Paragoniolithon, Porolithon, Senaria, are not currently recognized in the scientific literature. So the name has to be changed to the current genus or specific level that is accepted. And to do that, we have to review the historical collections as well, modern ones. Well, the scope of the anticipated research for publication, we are conducting fresh collections. We have been doing very successful collections, and I have to acknowledge the help of the DRI people because they have like 10 to 20 years of experience. They put me into the right places, into the right situations, to being able to not only take the specimens, but also take the photos who are not that easy to take without the perfect weather conditions that we have been getting. Now we are reviewing and correct the historical collections. There are many collections housed in the Bishop Museum, the Smithsonian Institution, University of California in Berkeley, and the Museum of Natural History in Trondheim in Norwegia. We are getting the material and re-identify them. We are very carefully in situ photographing the typical habitat of each coralline species because this is really relevant in relation to other groups of organisms. Make a close-up surface view to showing and distinguish features because this is going to be the key point for managers and open public who want to identify these organisms right in the field. Make histological sections and CIM images to confirm the species names based on modern taxonomic concepts. This is going to be more the strict scientific point of view of the guide, and we will provide, like I will show you later, just a basic photograph of the key feature to identify the species. This is for the purposes that people with more rigid scientific background will feel comfortable with the idea in the book, but as well we are preparing scientific papers to publish in peer-reviewed journals to meet the academic standard. Fresh collections has been done around north, east, west, and east side of Hawaii, Oahu, Maui, and Hawaii. And the number of sites around those islands at this moment are like 35 sites, and it's just based on the DRI experience to move us around and put it into the right position. Well, what is going to be the key? Well, we will have an introduction section where we will try to address the overview the importance of crustage coralline algae in coastal habitats, because they are not only in coral reefs, or we have not been only finding in coral reefs, we have been finding also in rocky reefs, and also the free living stages of coralline algae, which is called rhodoliths. There are a lot of rhodoliths or marl areas around Hawaii, and we are trying to explain in a second step the format of the book and how it's organized to make very user-friendly, to guide them how to use the book and the limits of the knowledge that is going to be provided. We're going to try to provide photos on how to recognize the crustage coralline algae and their habitats. This is a key point because there are crustage coralline algae that will be the typical habitats of the opihis. And I have seen them and I have identified them very in a more ecological way than the rigid taxonomic way. There are others who will be the typical habitats for sea urchins that should be considered in the book to show the people who are doing these kind of projects and help them to identify the corallines around these areas. And also, and particularly important, is that most people have been suggested that crustage coralline algae can be qualified as a coral killers, but we don't know which species can be considered coral killers. We don't know when they come, when they go, and how this happened. We don't even know the species names. Mostly of the current literature in relation to this situation is based only on guessing